Welcome to the Muckster Show. The Muckster Show is brought to you by Kill and Time Productions. Music and graphics provided by If You Know, You Know. And now here's the man himself, Muckster.
Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if anybody's actually going to stop in here, but maybe people will see it later. As many of you probably noticed, Finkel did a live early today. I saw a large part of it. I didn't see it all because partly because I had some other things going on, and partly because it became, the GS show, and I wasn't going to watch that. But anyway, there was some silliness that happened on there today. And I'm going to show you a little clip of one thing. And it's like a little thing, but it's the kind of thing that me being me, it just sticks in my mind. Hey, Mr. Nicky, how you doing tonight? Um, but let me just say right off that this was not the most ridiculous thing that happened on there today. Um, one of the things was Finkel thanked Todd for teaching him what an overlay was after, his 14 years on YouTube, and the fact that he put up an overlay that was designed by Ariel that's been on there forever, but somehow Finkel never knew there were overlays. Whatever. Uh, the most ridiculous thing that happened on there today was our old buddy Chris Ryder calling in and screaming on the telephone, freaking out the way he always used to do, and not asking questions and not letting other people talk and so forth. Um, but there was this little discussion. I'm going to show you just a part of it. And like I said, this is the kind of stuff I obsess over. Let me show you what I'm talking about here between these people.
Statement of facts, not statements of fact.
Not allegations, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's grammatically correct because I'm not a litigious bagel, one each, issued by the United States government to be a burden and a bane on every freedom-loving American on the face of the planet. So maybe statement of facts is correct in the legal term. Can somebody look that up? Should it be statements of fact if there's more than one fact that's being stated, or should it legally? Now, grammatically and legally might be two different kind of things. Legalese is a little bit different.
All right.
Okay,
Legally.
number 6.
Okay, hey, Alan. So, yeah, this goes on for a while. Them talking about whether it should be statements of fact or statement of facts. And now, I do not want to impugn the grammatical expertise of Todd and his supposed, community college education, where now I never heard him say this. I've heard other people claim he said he was an English major in community college. I did see a little clip from last night or the night before or something where Todd said he didn't want to be a grammar Nazi, but this word. And then later on, he says, I have an idea. Oh, good. Great grammar there, Todd. Why don't you also explain to us what a hors d'oeuvre or whatever it was you said? It's hors d'oeuvre, Todd. It's hors d'oeuvre, Mr. Chef. Anyway, let's get back to this whole statement or statements of fact thing. They're both correct. The three of you sat there and went back and forth on this thing. And you even Googled it. And you read the Google or the Chat GBT, wherever you got it from, You read what it said and you still did not understand it. Hello, Nikki. Um, you know, it can go either way, jackasses. It's not a title like Attorney General, and you'd say, oh, here comes 5 attorneys general. It's a phrase. You make a statement of fact, or you might make a statement about several facts, or you might make several statements about several facts, or you might make several statements about a fact, which is pretty much what I just did. I made statements of fact. And this went on. Like I said, it's stupid. This is the stuff I obsess over. There was another thing, nerdy, another thing that came up later as they're having their legal discussion. And Todd's now showing his knowledge of American history, where they said about our Constitution started off with the Magna Carta, and I think he might have mispronounced them. But then Todd also said, and the roots are in Black's Law. Black's Law is a dictionary. You want to find the legal term, you go to Black's Law, you look it up. Black's Law is not a collection of laws. It is not the common law. It's a dictionary. That's like saying, basically, we go back to Funk and Wagnall. Anyway, so again, I just okay. While we're talking about these people, and I also just had a little conversation with Tyrants Beware, and I want to put this whole stupid thing to rest, even though nobody else is going to listen to me. This thing where Finkel putting that bet out there, or I think he said it was for Jeff and Chris, about him screaming the oath of office. Now, when I first heard him say I never did it, I got to admit, I thought, but Finkel, we have you on video. But somebody else said, and I don't want to mention Killing Time by name, we'll just let him be anonymous. He said, no, you have to listen to what he just said. By the way, for people that don't know him, Killen drives me nuts because he's a real detail guy, and he always picks up on stuff that I miss. And because of his stupid accent, you think he's an idiot, and he makes you look stupid. But that doesn't bother me. Anyway, for anybody who watches this, and they're talking about Finkel owes Jeff 8,000, Finkel owes Chris 8,000. Now Tyrants Beware seems to think he owes him 8,000. I don't know. I kind of gave up on anything Tyrants Beware had to say ever since he did the big in-depth interview with Finkel. But anyway, this is what Finkel said. He said, if you can prove that I screamed my oath of enlistment, he gave himself that out, and none of you picked up on it. It's an important detail. He didn't scream the oath of enlistment. Like I said, when he first said it, I missed the point too until, the anonymous Killing Time straightened me out on it. The oath of enlistment is more than, he just stated that part that's pretty much in every oath that anybody who's elected to government office or whatever takes, where it says, I'll defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But the oath of enlistment then goes on and talks about listening to officers or whatever. Anyway, so just shut up about that shit too. It's a moot point. Again, basically a lot of silliness today. And let me just reiterate though, the biggest silliness, Chris Ryder, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just sitting there freaking out and screaming forever. Man, like I said in chat, you could tell people who thought I had the power to control Finkels' channel. Yeah, that was proved wrong today because man, I'd shut Chris out of there long before that was over. Let me see if anybody said anything in this thread. Yeah, well, yeah, I reserve the right to talk about some of this drama shit on these individual things. But remember, folks, Monday nights, 6 to 8, depending on availability of the various people. But me, Ariel, Killen, and what's that bitch's name? Mr. Nicky, help me out here. Anyway, the four of us will be running panel Monday nights, 6 to 8. There'll be open panels, sort of. If you're someone who's coming in just to cause trouble, we'll just say no thanks. But those shows, if you want to call them that, we're going to steer away from all the YouTube bullshit. We might get into just other general subjects that might be a little controversial. I don't know, but you know, we'll talk about music. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about Mr. Nicky and how he's mistreated, whatever. But if you want a place a couple of hours a week where you can stay away from, that crap with those three people and some others we can mention, Monday nights, 6 to 8. That'd be a time for that. Yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything else? If you guys want, if anybody wants to, it's 9:45. We don't have a lot. If anybody wants to, I'll do a restart and we can do a little live for about an hour. I'll wait a couple of minutes to see if anybody says anything. Otherwise, I'll go back to watching that movie I was watching. Also, speaking of shows, I think next Tuesday, since school will be back, we'll be doing the Toby show again Tuesdays from 4:15 to 5. I'm really looking forward to the Monday thing, though. I think that's going to be something a lot of us will enjoy doing. Okay. Anything else? Hope everybody's 2026 is not falling apart on you yet. Yeah, I'll go check out Killer and see if he's talking about anything I'm interested in. Kept hoping to see Jeff would be advertising something tonight, but so far it didn't look like it. Anyway, you guys, thanks for stopping in. I'm out of here. Oh, Nikki. Sometime I do want to talk to you some about another show we talked about. Just a couple of things. But we'll see, y'all. If I didn't say hello to you when you came in, it's probably because you're not that important.
Three guys in a little room, just a beat and a plan. Not much money, not much time, but we're doing the best we can. But we're doing the best we can.